Their Excellencies, the Right Honourable Dame Patsy Reddy, Governor-General of New Zealand, and Sir David Gascoigne.
I ngā mana, i ngā reo, i ngā iwi o ngā hoe whā. Tēnei aku mihi mahana ki a koutou. Nau mai haere mai rā ki te whare kawana. Kia ora tātou katoa. I specifically acknowledge the Honourable Julianne Genter, Minister of the Crown, Rachel Hayward, Deputy Secretary of the Cabinet, our kuia, Mrs Tirupawai Higgins, our kaumātua, Mr Joe Harawera. Tēnā koutou. And I offer a very special welcome to today's honour recipients. It's a pleasure to host this investiture ceremony and bring together 9 honour recipients along with their family and friends to recognise the contributions they've made to our country. As Governor-General, I have the authority and the privilege on behalf of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen of New Zealand, to hold an investiture for her and to confer the honours to which each recipient is entitled. An investiture ceremony is one of the most important duties I perform as Governor-General, so it's a very real pleasure to resume these ceremonies after the disruptions we've all experienced over the last few months. On these occasions, it's my privilege to bring together individuals who've made an exceptional contribution in their respective fields of endeavour. Some of you have a national public profile. Others are well known in your own communities. But what you all have in common is the positive impact that you've had on the economic, environmental, social and cultural well-being of our nation. This will be a memorable day for you and for your family and friends who've come to witness your investiture and celebrate with you. Ladies and gentlemen, as each recipient comes forward, I invite you all to join me in thanking and congratulating them for their service to our country. Catriona McLeod will now read a citation for each recipient and invite them to come forward to receive their insignia.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Dame Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dame Anna Crichton of Christchurch, for services to heritage preservation and governance. Dame Anna Crichton was appointed a Companion of the Queen's Service Order in 2005 for her services to arts, culture and heritage. Since then, Dame Anna has gained her PhD, subsequently publishing a book titled English, Colonial, Modern and Māori, The Changing Faces of the Robert McDougall Art Gallery, Christchurch, New Zealand, 1932 to 2002. She has been director of the Canterbury District Health Board for the past 12 years. She has continued in the voluntary role of director of the Theatre Royal Charitable Foundation since 2001 and established the Christchurch Heritage Trust in 1996. She's been chair of the Christchurch Heritage Awards Charitable Trust since 2009. She was a board member of the New Zealand Historic Places Trust from 2003 to 2010, president of the Historic Places Aotearoa from 2010 to 2013, and the chairperson of the Canterbury Earthquake Heritage Buildings Fund Trust from 2010 to 2014. When the New Zealand Historic Places Trust's regional branch committees were announced to be abolished as part of a review of the Historic Places Act, she organised for the committees to come together in Wellington and help to establish Historic Places Aotearoa Incorporated. Dame Anna has been the chair of Christchurch Heritage Trust and Limited since 2012, director of the Art Registry Company Limited since 2003, and member of the Parkinson Memorial Trust Board since 2016. Dame Anna Crichton, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dr. Francis Hughes of Parador, for services to mental health and nursing. Dr. Francis Hughes completed the first situational analysis of the status of mental health in 16 Pacific countries for the World Health Organization, WHO, was the first facilitator for the Pacific Island Mental Health Network, and sat on the WHO expert panel on mental health. She published a book to help health professionals and the public engage in public policy. She was director of Career Force, a community support services industry training organization, and clinical advisor to the New Zealand Correctional Services Clinical Governance Board. She helped provide psychological support after the Christchurch earthquakes. She was CEO of the International Council of Nurses in Geneva. She is a board member of One Family Health, which provides primary care clinics in Rwanda. Dr. Hughes established and chaired the Kapiti Community Enterprise Trust. Dr. Francis Hughes, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Ms. Sue Kedgley of Wellington for services to women and governance. Sue Kedgley established the Auckland University Women's Liberation and helped found the National Organisation for Women. She wrote 5 books on women's issues and gender equality in New Zealand. She worked for the Women's Secretariat at the United Nations, promoting International Women's Year in 1975 and helping to organise 2 United Nations International Women's Conferences. She helped establish the United Nations Women's Group. She has been a Wellington City Councillor, a Greater Wellington Regional Councillor, and a Member of Parliament. She is a member of the Consumer New Zealand Board and convener of the Consumer Affairs Standing Committee of the National Council of Women. She was President of the United Nations Women Aotearoa New Zealand. Ms. Kedgley has helped organise the White Camellia Awards, recognising gender equality in organisations. Ms. Sue Kedgley, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mr. Peter Barca of Wellington for services to the community. Peter Barca is the chair of the Samaritans of Wellington Centre Crisis Helpline. He has been a listener on the helpline since 1994. As a volunteer, he has provided ongoing and readily available emotional support for those in distress. He is a board member on Samaritans of Wellington and Samaritans New Zealand. He was instrumental in establishing links with similar organisations overseas. He was directly involved in creating Befrienders Worldwide, an international network of more than 350 crisis helpline services across 30 countries. Mr. Barca is the Befrienders Worldwide Regional Coordinator for Australasia and recently established Project Unite to link the Samaritan crisis helplines in New Zealand and Australia. Mr. Peter Barca, please come forward. Ms. Louise Green of Wellington for services to education. Louise Green is the principal of Kandala School. She led the school through the final phase of a major modernisation and rebuild of its teaching facilities in 2018. She has been president of the New Zealand Educational Institute, NZEI, primary principals representative on NZEI's Te Reo Roa National Executive, and ethics panel convener for NZEI. She's represented NZEI on the New Zealand Teaching Council and on several Ministry of Education working groups. In 2018, she took on the role of lead negotiator for NZEI's Primary Principals Collective Agreement. Ms. Green has previously worked as the principal at 3 other primary schools. Ms. Louise Green, please come forward. Ms. Nicola Williams of Taupo for services to arts governance. Nicola Williams is a successful businesswoman who's retained strong links with her hometown of Whanganui. She's an avid proponent of the arts and has been a long-time supporter of the Sargent Gallery, including as chairman of the Sargent Gallery Trust. In that role, she's worked to secure funding to restore and earthquake-proof the gallery and construct a new wing to preserve the collection for future generations. Her leadership and lobbying efforts and commitment to the project have helped secure more than $35 million in public and private funding. Ms. Williams' voluntary fundraising has also helped build the gallery's reputation, raise its profile, and ensure its long-term viability. Ms. Nicola Williams, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the Queen's Service Medal, Mr. Alan Hamilton of Alexandra for services to athletics and youth. Alan Hamilton has been coaching sport, particularly youth athletics, for more than 40 years. He is assistant principal at Dunstan High School and has managed the school's cycling team. He established a high-performance program of mentoring for students, which involved motivational talks from high-profile speakers. He's been a member of the Alexandra Amateur Athletics Club, the Winton Athletics Club, and Ariki in Dunedin. He has been an administrator, advisor, and mentor for the New Zealand Secondary School Athletics Association, as well as a member of its executive committee. Mr. Hamilton has also volunteered for the Otago Athletics Administration. Mr. Alan Hamilton, please come forward. Mr. Peter Martens of Cambridge for services to football. Peter Martens has worked as a football coach, referee, team manager, committee member, and administrator at club and regional levels. He is president and former secretary of the Cambridge Football Club. He has contributed to the club's growth and significant improvements in its facilities. He has served in governance roles with many other organisations, including the Waikato Football Association and the Northern Provincial Council. He helped to establish the Waikato Bay of Plenty Football Federation. Mr. Martens established a summer football league for social players in the 1980s and has served as the competition manager for 25 consecutive summers. Mr. Peter Martens, please come forward. Ms. Robin Watchorn of Whakatane for services to the community and art. Robin Watchorn was a founding member of the Te Puke Young Business Association and the Ohope Plains Centre. She's a member of the Manchester Unity Friendly Society and was the first female district grandmaster for Auckland. She was president of the Waitotahi Country Women's Institution, Eastern Bay of Plenty Justices of the Peace Association, and Whakatane Society of Arts and Crafts, and has been involved with many other community groups. Among other projects, she has knitted beanies for people affected by the Christchurch earthquakes and created brooches for women MPs to commemorate the 125th anniversary of suffrage. Ms. Robin Watchorn, please come forward. Your Excellency, the investiture is concluded.
Our honours system is our nation's highest public affirmation of outstanding individual achievement. It reinforces values and behaviours that sustain our communities and help our nation thrive and prosper. And these include service, courage, manaakitanga, and the pursuit of knowledge and excellence. By using their talents to make ours a better society, whether by service to their communities, or by their leadership in diverse fields of endeavour, or their commitment to excellence in their own field of expertise, our recipients have set a fine example to others, encouraging them in their own endeavours. To the recipients, it's been a privilege to hear your stories. You've demonstrated determination, commitment and compassion in your daily lives. In your own way, each of you has helped to make Aotearoa New Zealand a better place to live. In some cases, your influence and the positive impact of your work has extended beyond our shores. Your actions and the stories we've heard reflect the spirit of the words of Te Puia Herangi, Princess Tupuia, when she said, "Mahia te mahi he painga mō te iwi." When you work, work for the well-being of the people. On behalf of all New Zealanders, I thank you for helping to make Aotearoa New Zealand a better place, whether by dedicating your lives to the public good, achieving distinction in your chosen field, or inspiring others with your leadership. Please wear your insignia with pride, knowing that your contributions are recognised and valued, and others are inspired by your example. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that almost brings to the conclusion the formal part of our ceremony today. But before we do break for refreshments, can I ask you all to stand and we'll sing our national anthem? Thank you.